Hi, it's Richard from Ignite Growth, and I just want to talk about remarketing and retargeting and how effective this is, especially in paid campaigns on social media and also on paid search on Google, maybe YouTube, some of these videos here, YouTube videos. There's some really effective marketing and lead generation that you can do as a B2B business by using custom audiences and remarketing and retargeting. So I just wanted to go through this just to explain why it is by far the most, well, it's where I would start any paid campaigns, is with remarketing and retargeting campaigns. So let's look at what they are initially, and then I'll go through a bit of how to set them up and which platforms I would focus on to start with if you're going to start doing this. Okay, so basically a custom audience, it would be generated by a pixel. So you basically put a pixel on your website, say, or you build a custom audience out of video views. You can have a video view audience from people who've watched your videos on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on YouTube. You can build audiences of these people, and you can specify what action they should have taken to get into that audience as well. So have they watched 3 seconds of the video? Have they watched 10 seconds of the video? Have they watched the video right to the end? These are criteria you can put in, so you can set up multiple audiences. Obviously, the people who've watched your videos right to the end is going to be a lot lower audience than the people who've watched the first 3 seconds of a video. So there's going to be less people in that, but I would say the argument there is they're more qualified. They've shown real interest in your content, in what you've shared with them. So I would say that audience, even though it's going to be smaller, is going to really respond more to a marketing campaign back to them. Video views is a great custom audience to set up. The other one I always set up for clients and for ourselves is website visitors. So we pixel everybody who's visited our website, and then we build custom audiences on LinkedIn, in Google, basically for YouTube and Google search. We also do, even though B2B, a lot of people say, oh, well, Facebook doesn't work for B2B. It actually does if you're using remarketing and retargeting, because these people, business owners or whoever you're targeting, are also active on Facebook. Okay, maybe not marketing to them, you wouldn't get a great return on investment if you were marketing straight to these people, but actually by remarketing to them because they've watched your videos on Facebook, or remarketing to them because they've visited your website and visited multiple pages on your website, then I would say, again, Facebook is a great platform because you have such a depth of knowledge in Facebook, so much data to base who you market to on, so it's very relevant. So my first port of call will be LinkedIn. Then I would be doing campaigns on Google and YouTube as well. And then I would, as a secondary campaign, I would probably try and test something on Facebook, because you will pick leads up and there will be good qualified leads. But your type of content has to be very different when you're marketing, obviously, on Facebook. So what about Twitter? Now, Twitter is a funny one because I've set audiences up on Twitter. They get a fair size audience, but the actual response to tweets is a lot different to those that you get certainly on LinkedIn. I find LinkedIn ads for retargeting are really effective because I can go after specific roles within companies, specific size of companies, industries, things like that, sectors. So that can be really effective for remarketing and building custom audiences out. Twitter I don't find is as good, although the one exception is I do use Twitter paid to actually boost my polls on Twitter. So the polls that I run on Twitter on a weekly basis, I tend to put a small promotion budget behind, £20, not much, £20-30, and that gets lots of people seeing that poll. Lots of people then follow the Twitter feedback, and they do engage with the poll. They'll vote in the poll, and it will just get more and more reach. So again, if I use Twitter for more of a community, reaching into the community within a sector or within an industry, a lot of the shows, a lot of the trade shows, a lot of the big events that happen within industries post on Twitter. They have their own hashtags, things like that. So don't think that Twitter's dead, but just from a paid point of view, be very, very careful with how you use it. So that's my view on custom audiences. Where I would set them up, as I say, I'd focus on LinkedIn, Google for search, and YouTube. Focus on those two initially, getting those working, and set up a video views and a website audience. Now, your website audience, a tip from me here, The website audience can be based on URL, so you could just have your URL for the whole website, or you could have a specific URL. So say you had a very specific product page that people had been visiting and you wanted to build a custom audience of only people who visited that page on LinkedIn, then you could do that as well. So have a look into this, because going by specific URL, you could run a very, very targeted campaign, knowing that they've already looked at your product page, they've already showed some intent, some interest. So again, I would use it that way. I've done it quite very successful with blog audiences as well, having all of my blog posts as a custom audience. So building people who've been reading my blog post but haven't subscribed yet to the blog. So I'll run a subscriber campaign to them saying, "Seen you've read 2 or 3 of our blog posts, have you subscribed yet?" And that again builds up that initial engagement, it's giving value, and it builds up a nice audience for your blog as well for each of the posts going out. So that was what I wanted to talk about in this video. Hopefully you found it really useful. Again, don't be scared of custom audiences. Test them, set a few up set up a LinkedIn campaign manager, set up in Google, make sure you've got Google AdWords set up correctly, and then also activate YouTube as well, so you can set up custom audiences in there. It's a fairly straightforward process. There's lots of videos here on YouTube. In fact, I'll do one myself if you like on it, but there's plenty of YouTube videos on setting up custom audiences. So go out there, use them, build them up, and then do some test ads to them, or get somebody else to help you set up some test ads to these people. You'll be surprised how effective they are, because as I say, I think they're where I would invest my paid budget every time before running large paid campaigns. All right, take care, and hopefully that was useful. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, click on the subscribe button, and also tap that bell icon so you know when we upload new videos. All right, talk to you soon. Take care. Bye now.